Greetings and welcome to Champs Racing League Division 2 race number 1. It's me, Vince, here with Stars. How goes it, Stars?
It's going good yourself?
Not too bad. I was excited watching Formula 1 quali, and now we're going to watch some of our pals here do some qualifying. So obviously most of these guys raced last week, so they should be fairly familiar with the Canada track. I'm not sure. Looks like maybe it's going to be dry here. I thought it was supposed to be wet, but
I'm jealous.
yeah, we're obviously Division 1's going to be racing in the wet, so I guess today it is a dry day. So let's get to it. What are your thoughts going into this here?
Of the drivers we have here today, I don't. It's hard to say. I don't. Who's the fastest here? My guess is gonna be Frost or Beamer.
Yeah, I tend to agree because I've seen Beamer put in some good laps and Frost as well, but some of these others, it's all going to be really close. So unfortunately, we had some technical issues with the lobby and my computer recording software, so we are missing the qualification for this round. So we'll jump right into the end of quali and through the race. And so here are the results now. So there's our lineup, folks. Going to be Deman, Sapnu, and Jazza because they got that run in on the softs. Very smart, very, almost lucky in a way. Not to say that that's lucky, but it's very fortunate. That's the word I'm looking for. So yeah, the rest of them were fighting for that 118.8, but Akutz came out on the first lap he did, and that's what he put up, and it stood. So that's going to be our running order.
I wonder if it's full wets or intermediates. That'll determine strategy. Because full wets,
that's right.
We'll be able to do about 18 laps without a pit stop.
It's looking pretty wet. I don't know how to tell on the game what it's going to be.
I don't see puddles all over the track like before.
That's true. Yep.
I think this is intermediate condition.
Good. Yeah, I wish we don't have any data on this screen.
Oh yeah, tell me the weather. Please.
Yeah, come on. Give me something. So just to remind everybody, this is the Champs Racing League Division 2 Race 1, 50% Canada with short quali. We just got done with the short quali, and it is raining, but we are going to find out momentarily. It looks like everybody's on inters, so
more of a lighter rain situation.
Let's turn on all our data here. We're going to leave position change on for the first part, and we're on the formation lap. So again, starting order is Deman, Sapnu, Jazza, Akutz, Beamer, NG, Frost, Gibbs, Kahuna, Not Serban, and Bisty. So Bisty was unable to put in a lap in quali, and he was. I feel like that last lap was going pretty good. I think he definitely, obviously, he could have taken 9th. He just couldn't hold it in the Wall of Champions turn 14.
I think his sector one time might have been slow, honestly.
Yeah, that might have been what
there's nothing in, because when I joined in on sector 2 and 3, nothing that looked like it cost him like major.
Yep.
Maybe a few tenths coming out of Wall Championship game.
Yeah.
Maybe a little wiggle, but nothing that cost him a second.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it was that much. And it could be. We don't do a whole lot of wet races. At least I know I don't. So knowing that it was going to be potential for rain, I did practice some wet races, but I think I've only practiced twice. So that may be the case with Bisty as well. Rain's a different beast, a different animal, just like we saw today with in Spa. Rain's hard. It's got the potential to shake some things up.
They're just about stopped at the back of the pack. What?
Yeah, I'm not sure who that is. That's
Servant spun.
Yep.
That doesn't tell you how tricky it is. These guys are pretty much coasting around the track.
Yeah.
Can't control it.
Alrighty. So I'm going to be watching a Coots here. You let me know if we need to change the time, but I figure if a Coots set the fastest wet lap, we're going to see what he can do in these first couple of turns. So obviously, going into turn 1 and 2, it's going to be rough.
And 5 red lights, and we are just about underway with Champs Division Canada, round 1. And here we go. Good start from the field. D-Man gets a good start off the line. Snap New right up the outside. Snap New actually got the better start. 3 wide into turn 1. Both Mercedes sandwich of an AlphaTauri. With Jazza getting the advantage starting from P3 up to P1. Snap New going to go look up the inside of D-Man. D-Man's going to hold him off. He's going to shut the door on him coming down into turn 3.
That's right. Wow, what a start.
McLaren's 2 wide coming through there. Bestie up from 10th to 5th in the first few corners.
Wow.
Akoots down to 9th from 5th. Jazzy up to 3rd. Bunch of position changes right off the start of this race.
Yeah, what a great start. So Akoots, he went straight into the grass. It looked like he was going to try for a right-handed pass, and it just did not work. But Bisty got a great start, and Jazza's leading this race. He's pulled away 2 seconds. So let's take a look at for Sapnu and Bisty and Beamer fighting it out here for 3rd place.
Bisty going up on Beamer up the inside, 2 wide through this chicane. Not chicane, hairpin. But it looks like Snap New is gonna hold. That's weird. Oh yeah, Snap New and Bister. I'm sorry, that was a little bit farther back. Snap New is gonna hold it off on Bisty coming down.
Side by side. Okay, he backed out. Smart. Yep.
He got better of it, you know. There's my Ferrari spinning in the background.
Yep, Serban has spun out.
Him and Akoots tried to take it 2 wide through, and then you just can't fit through there. Unfortunately, Serban's going to get the, raw end of the deal.
Yep. All right, so let's take a look here. Bisty's right on top of me, so it's a really close race. This is a good one. So Jazza's kind of pulled ahead, but this 2 through 6 are all right on top of each other.
7 is not far behind them either. He's also right there.
Yep.
Beamer up the side of D-Man. Beamer's going to get P2. Can he run down Jazza? He was gotten himself out 6 seconds.
Yep. So he's been able to get out of the mess and get away from everybody.
Sapnu going around the outside of Beamer.
Wow, that was a nice move.
D-Man, I'm sorry.
Nice clean pass.
It just looks like D-Man does not have the pace on these intermediates. He's just going to get trained through Bisty up the inside of D-Man. D-Man is just falling back.
Yep, Bisty got the
I don't know if he has damage or...
It's possible because he is really slowed down there.
He's just falling back. Jazz, I got 6 seconds behind D-Man there off the start.
Let's take a look here. Frost is making a move on Coots and gets around him for 7th. So Coots has not had the best start. Oh, almost went a little bit wide and is a little bit squirrely there. Not quite. I don't know if there's enough room there. Let's see.
He's going to look around the outside, maybe throw down the inside, a little switch back. Nope.
He thought about it.
He thought better of it.
Yeah.
But Serban does have the pace that he sets the fastest lap of the race.
Wow. Interesting. A little bit of clean air. Those are good. Let's take a look back at the fight with Bisty. He is falling back a little bit. Yeah. But he's had a great start. He's still up 6 spots. If he can hold that, that's a great start. Wasn't even able to put a lap into qualifying and then up to 4th. That's a good start. Let's go back down here. Fight for 6th is... I'm sorry, fight for 7th is what we're looking at. Boots is right there. Gets the move on D-Man.
Really
and Gibbs spins out.
On the break. Gibbs spun.
Yes.
Oh, did he hit anything is the real question.
It did not look like he hit anything. Looks like it was just a clean spin, so just got to make up some time. He'll have some clear air there, though, so that's always nice.
Bisty is trying to work his way up the Snap New. That's not stop new. I'm sorry. Who was down one position from second, but still in P3 as Misty as that Misty gets a second time penalty.
3
But
seconds.
he's
He's
going to go
pushing.
for the overtake.
He just wants to get around. He'll take that penalty and he'll get around.
Up the inside, he had a purple sector 3. He had an absolute. He definitely just got one in there in D1.
Yep, there we go. So Bisty, well, see, Sapnu doesn't want to let it go, but let's go back down here, 6th and 7th. So Coots is trying to chase down Frost. Not quite doing enough work. Let's go back up to Sapnu. He's still sticking with Bisty.
Sapnu is not going to give it up that easy. He's going to try to hang there.
So if he can get around here, stay within a second, get that DRS. He's still really close. If he just stays right here, don't make a move until after the hairpin. Casino straight.
We are in the wet conditions.
Oh, yep. I'm misspeaking there. So
you're good. You're good.
Either way. Oh, and he spins out.
Synchronized spinning there. Yep. Unfortunately, Sapnu tried to step on it at the moment. Bisty did, and they both got loose, but Bisty caught his. Unfortunately.
So he had some damage. I saw some parts fall off. So.
Oh, he definitely lost part of that front.
He's gonna need to pit for that. It's gonna be very hard to operate.
Right side pit lane is just a straight away ahead.
Yep, that is good. Okay, and Frost spins out as well, and he catches Serban. Now I'm not sure if he did damage to Serban, but he hit his back end, hit Serban, and now he's got a 5-second penalty for that collision.
Serban's front wing looks fine.
So it hit his side pod. I'm not sure if I think we're on standard. So we may not have side pod damage.
So he might not have taken damage.
Okay, so then that's good. All right, so that's always unfortunate. Frost was having a pretty good race, but kind of got sideways. Had to Austin Powers it and make some room. So, all right, back up here to the action. Kahuna is chasing down Bisty. Less than half a second behind and really doing some good work on the brakes there.
Oh, Kahuna looks confident on the brakes.
Yep. Looks great. See, coming up to the hairpin.
For it. Ooh, he probably should have. Bisty expected him to look for it and gave him the room, but Kahuna just didn't want it.
Nope, not yet. He wasn't ready for it. And here we go. Side by side.
Something's got to give. Jazza with a 3-second time penalty. Oof. Looks like Kahuna's going to choose to back out and just follow him.
Yeah, it seemed like he didn't quite have the pace. It seemed like on the straights, Bisty's pulling away just a little bit. That's interesting. I don't know if maybe that's a setup difference or what.
They both have equal ERS, too. Maybe one was just using it and one wasn't.
Maybe, yeah. It did seem like as soon as they got on that straight, Bisty was gone.
Speaking of having ERS, Jazza in P1 is just not touching that button whatsoever. 100% ready to fight whoever gets it.
But and that's pretty smart. I mean, he's lost some time, and he probably needs to start using it now that he's got that 3-second penalty.
Yeah.
Yep. So he's probably going to start using that a little bit more, or I'd expect him to. But he's still holding off.
Beaver, on the other hand, has been pushing for him. 20% ERS. He's going to have to start saving that.
Yeah. Which makes sense. He's trying to catch Jazza, and I know for a fact that's all he's thinking about is getting there. All right, let's go back and look at obviously everybody on 5-lap old enters except for Sapnu and Frost, who've had to replace their wing damage.
They are 100% on 2-stop now. They don't have a choice.
Yep.
They cannot make it with all those enters.
Let's take a look here. Kahuna's still trying to chase down Bisty, but it does seem like still on the straights, Bisty has got him on the speed. But as they corner, if you notice, Kahuna is able to brake later, deeper, and that's where he's keeping up with them is the braking areas.
I bet Bisty's on preset 2, Kahuna's on preset 1.
That would be my guess.
Ooh, Bisty gets a little squirrely through T2.
Yep. That's where that's gonna bite you. But he's as long as through these turn sections, as long as he can fight Kahuna off, keep him behind, they get to the straights and he can pull it back out to 8-9 tenths. So just notice Serban as well just got a 3-second time penalty as well. So that's something to be cognizant of. And up here at the front for the fight for first, Beamer is within 3 seconds of Jazza. So as long as he continues with what he's doing, that may be what wins this race for him. Stayed in the slipstream. Tried the outside.
He's gonna try the outside.
Let's see. Just didn't work. But I think he's close enough to maybe get a slipstream here.
Oh, he's gonna use the ERS. He's using ERS.
There we go.
Are they both? Nope. Only one is. He definitely wanted it, but you're right. He just doesn't look fast enough, even with the ERS, to get to him.
Just can't do it. So he's going to have to make some sort of a corner move. I don't believe at this point it looks as though he's going to be able to make a pass on the casino straight or even before the hairpin. It's going to have to be some sort of a corner move.
I have to point something out here. Coots, does his guy have a helmet on? For you?
No, he does not. So he's...
I have to point it out.
He said to hell with safety. I can't see because of the rain. I'm taking my helmet off. Well, I don't think the FIA is going to like that one.
Nope, not at all.
All right, so I'm not sure what happened up here, but looks like Beamer has passed Jazza, so we missed some action there. And Beamer is yet to have a penalty, so at this point, if he can... it does look like Jazza's using some ERS now, obviously, trying to fight for this position back.
There were no yellows. He had to have just caught him on pace.
Oh. And he was moving. It's possible maybe he just went, Jazza went a little bit wide, not enough to, for a spin, but just lost half a second or so. Let's go back down here for this battle for third.
There's a four-way battle for third. All third through sixth is all on this train.
Yep. Not Serbin, Coots, and Kahuna chasing down Bisty. And let's see, Kahuna's really close. He spins out. Oh, nope, he saved it, though. Really nice save. No damage, but lost 2 spots.
Hey, just get back on the end of that train, get in the draft, and hope to make those spots back up.
Yep. So he's still close enough. That's right. So now Coots is going to be chasing down Bisty. We'll see how this setup is. We're not sure if Bisty will have the advantage on the straights with the Coots like he did with Kahuna.
Serbin is coming up on a Coots fast, though.
Very fast. And Kahuna's right there, too. Kahuna did not fall far behind. Wow, and Serbin is really gaining on Coots. He backed out a little bit, but I think he's going to be looking for the pass here on the casino straight. Yeah, he's right on him, and Coots had a little bit of a spin as well, so he's got the pass in here unless he gets blocked. Push to the outside.
Way to the inside for a Coots.
Yeah, he went. He overcorrected. It looked there.
Oh, I thought he was going to send it up.
Yep, it looked like he was, but he got a 3-second time penalty for it as well. So sometimes that'll come back to bite you. So Serbin gets past him. Kahuna gets past him as well. And Kahuna, mind you, does not have any penalties currently. But let's take a look at the penalties as well. So
all 3 seconds, right?
All are 3 seconds. So at this point, Kahuna is in a good position if he can just get up close to Bisty.
What I think happened to Akut in that last chicane, I think he thought he broke a little too late and just went to the inside to avoid contact.
I
and
agree.
Unfortunately, he just couldn't make the corner anymore.
Yep. Yeah. Sometimes that happens. Honestly, you'd rather avoid the collision, take the 3-second penalty.
Frost looks like he spun out, coming out the chicane, the World Champion chicane, but no damage from the looks of it, and he continues on.
Good.
Actually, DNF, I'm lying.
He may have just retired.
That was a forced retirement.
It's hard to recover from that. Go back up here to fight for... So Serbin trying to make that move. Now he thought about it. He backed out.
Akut's lost his entire front wing.
Oh, no.
On the hairpin going to the World Championship. Kane just lost it coming out of it.
Let's see. He can dive into the pits. Pits comes quick there.
very tough pit lane
It is.
to not speed into.
Yeah, even
It's
with
so short.
even in the dry. Now in the rain, it's really tough. So Serbin's still chasing down Bisty, and Kahuna is not giving up either. He's still trying to stay within striking range of Serbin and Bisty.
Well, Serbin's gonna go for it.
He thought about it.
No, I think he ends it. Nope, he thought better. Okay.
Yeah, he's really thinking about it, but he's being really smart with his moves here. We saw him get that on Kahuna as well. Oh, I'm sorry, that was a Coots, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
All right, let's see. He's close enough. Catch some slipstream here. Not quite.
Bisty really hugs that grass coming down that straightaway.
He does. And I think Serbin was iffy to follow him, and he's pitting. So Serbin.
Two stopping it.
Interesting. Yeah, I wonder how that
I don't think you can make it that far on these tires from 12.
Yeah. It seems early, but you know what? He's going to have some pace right now. Maybe the undercut will work. That's interesting. Let's see. Kahuna's looking back at Bisty again. He's back to almost back to the position he was about 4 laps ago. Let's see. Sapnu is gaining on demand. We're back here in the casino straight. Take a look here and see if he makes a move, because he really was gaining on it.
These guys at the back need a safety car. They need something.
They really do. Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't had one yet. We just haven't had quite a bad enough wreck, which is surprising, but it does seem as though it always, at least in this game, everybody plays it just a little bit safe.
This would be the second race week in a row, no safety.
Yeah.
I would be amazed. Considering Div 1 can't go a single race without 3.
Yeah, we can't even go 3 laps without it.
You're so right.
Yeah.
Snapnoo looks like he might have got it run. He might look up the inside.
Oh, he was really thinking about it. He did. Wow. Now that was nice braking, and he takes the corner perfectly. Wow.
Honestly, I think D-Man gave it to him.
It did look like he slowed down. Maybe he was just worried about would rather
just follow. You know, he's got the time penalty. You don't need to fight him.
Yep, that's right. Let's go back up. Looks like Kahuna is making the move on Bisty.
Down the inside.
Oh, he tried to push him out.
It's a right-hander, so he's got the advantage.
That's right. Yep. Barely on the inside and moves over.
Oh, squeezed him out.
Yes.
Almost took him out.
Wow.
Oh, that was close.
That was close. It was dangerous, but I think he might have seen that Bisty had backed out. As soon as he saw Bisty back out, he moved over.
But Bisty
gives him a little bit of a tap there. Hey, man, don't pass me like that. Don't cut me off.
If this was sim damage, that front end is gone.
Yeah.
All Serbin on Gibbs. Up the inside left crossover.
Oh, man. There we go. Yep, and Serbin looks as though he'll be able to get that.
Serbin is they're both using all their ERS. They're side by side. Who backs out?
Oh, nope. Serbin, he said, I'm not going to do it just yet.
Which is smart. I don't think he was quite far enough alongside of Gibbs to force Gibbs to back out.
It's risk management. I'm liking the way Serbin's driving. Honestly, every pass he's made here has been pretty calculated.
You gotta bite your time in this game.
Yep. There's plenty of laps left.
Now
21 and a half left.
Oh yeah, Kahuna got around Bisty. Pretty much proving Bisty this whole time was kind of holding him up because he's just driven away.
Yeah, he has. It's those corners. If he didn't have to worry, he can brake so late, and he doesn't have to worry about hitting him. He's really pulling away.
He's actually closing in on Jazza rather quickly.
Yep. Yeah, he'll be there in... Oh, man, he might even be there in 4 laps. I don't know if he's got a second a lap, but...
I
Seems like
think he
Jazz has fallen.
pits. I
Oh,
genuinely think he pits within the next 5 laps.
yep.
So if
Well,
he
and
can't get to him then,
that's true. 'Cause now that he's in that clean air, just drive, put as much space between him and Bisty, and then pit.
we are coming, I believe, within the 1-stop pit window here in 3 laps. I believe so.
That would make sense to me. Yeah.
If that's 36 laps, if you times it, but yeah, here within the next couple of laps, so we're within that pit window.
Yep. And let's take a
You could
look at.
probably go to the undercut. It might be a risk, but I do think you'll start seeing the 1-stoppers come in here.
Yep. So the only stoppers so far have been Serban, Akutz, and Sapnu. Serban obviously is in a really good position, having already taken his stop.
As we say that, he just got another 3-second penalty.
Oof. Yep, he's up
Serban
6 now.
clearly has committed to the 2-stop. If he 1-stops that car on those tires, he is definitely going to risk the puncture threshold.
Yep,
of
at the very
75%.
end. Yeah. See, Serban's still taking some good looks at Gibbs. Just hasn't had the best look that he's been looking for just yet, though. Let's see, like he's gonna try
Looks like
here.
He got the cleaner
there it
run.
is.
Yeah, he got Gibbs just lost it in the corner a little bit.
Yep.
Didn't
Serban
hit
got a great
anything,
line.
And
Nope, probably just broke just a little bit too late. Look, see Bisty diving into the pits up there.
like I said, we're around the pit window. You know, this might be an undercut attempt. You know, maybe to try to get back to at least Kahuna,
Yep.
who had gotten a second. Actually, no, it's a front end. He got front end damage.
Oh, did
He
he?
replaced his front wing. Yes.
So I did not see. I didn't see him
I guess
get
he
damaged.
just nicked the wall somewhere because
Yep.
they did replace his front wing.
Well, and he did. If you remember, he tapped the back of Serban.
That's true. He might have taken. He might not even have known he took damage.
Yeah, it didn't look like it on our end, but you just never know. So Kahuna has caught up to Jazza.
Sapnu is out of the race right outside of the chicane.
Oh man.
I mean the hairpin.
Oh, still no safety car.
He fortunately did retire for the leaders in a very slow speed section.
Jazza spun out, succumbing to a little bit of pressure there from Kahuna. So Kahuna caught him, and Jazza spun just a little bit.
Him.
Yep.
Jazza looks like when he gets under pressure, he kind of crumbles a little bit.
Yep, because he spun on that, so he's got to be far ahead. But they're both diving into the pits. So
the leaders are pitting. Beamer pit. The leaders are pitting earlier than I would have anticipated.
Yeah, it's smart that they're following him though. I don't know if they wanted to risk the undercut.
I mean, Jazza took front wing damage, I guess, when he got loose there because they had to repair his.
Yeah, he's going to lose a lot of time on that. Yeah, he might hit the wall. I didn't actually see it.
So far, D-Man and Gibbs are the only ones not to pit. Now, I personally think these guys came in a little early. If they're now going to have to go 19 or so laps on these tires.
Yeah. Not Serban gaining on Beamer, but obviously Beamer is one of our 4 racers right now that do not have penalties. So,
Can I say that we get a safety car now? Serban's 2-stop becomes a miracle strategy.
Yep, I agree. Very, very smart. But we'll see if it pays off. So he's obviously caught up to Beamer. Looks like he's going to get around. Yep.
Nope. Beamer just shuts the door.
He really did.
He go around the outside. Can he get enough to make him back out of it?
He is moving. He looks like he's got it.
He's far enough.
Yeah, he's got it all the way. Wow, that was a nice move.
Now, can Serban create a gap to Beamer to where he can pit? He's going to need about, unfortunately, 20 seconds.
Yeah, which is going to be hard. Now, Serban, I believe, has had the pace all race. He's made all these calculated moves, but the way he's done it makes me think he's going to pull away from Beamer here.
Now, if Serban can get out 8 to 10 seconds, pit for the 2-stop, he will have the tire advantage. But does he have the time when he decides to pit to get back to Beamer?
Well, and especially with 6 seconds worth of penalties.
Or 6 seconds ahead now, I'm sorry.
But it's going to be rough. Not that it's not doable, because some things could happen here that would be very beneficial to him. But yeah, he's got the race ahead of him. Let's go back here to Akoots. Akoots is caught up to Bisty.
The first real opportunity to overtake is right here on the straightaway, but he's just not close enough. The Cooch still rocking the classic no helmet look.
It's going to be an Akoots trademark there.
Oh, I wish I could see Gibbs' tire life.
I do
Where
too.
is he at?
Yep.
It's like I said, he's still staying out past lap 18, which is right here's where I expected to see the field come in. I was horrible.
Yep. So we're still waiting on D-Man to stop and Gibbs to stop.
But if Gibbs is telling me he can go 19 laps on these tires, it means the rest of them can too. So I guess they just pit at the beginning of the pit window versus Gibbs going towards the end.
That's right. Yeah, Serbin and Akoots are pretty similar in lap life, because Akoots tires are 8 laps old, not Serbin's are 7.
And Gibbs is going to pick up his first penalty.
Yep, I just see that.
3
3
seconds.
seconds. Yep.
Serbin, even on 5 lap older tires, is still just pulling away.
He really is.
from
3.5 seconds, and what, he just passed him 2 laps ago.
Like I said, if he can create the gap, if he can prove he has the pace and create the gap.
And you know what, Beamer's...
Oh my God, D-Man just took out Beamer, I think.
Uh-oh. So he's in kind of a weird position.
As you know, in CRL, the ghosting is not off.
That's right.
Back markers have to get out the way. And
I'm
I
not
think
sure what's
D-Man-
going on with D-Man. Something's wrong with his
I'm shocked we haven't got a safety car considering where he's at.
yeah.
He's stuck because he can't reverse.
Yeah, something's wrong. So he looks weird on my screen. He can't get out of it.
Oh, he's trying to get in the pit lane, but he can't turn left. The car's that broken.
Wow.
Yeah, he can't turn it left.
Now I wonder if that is now it seems like it might be a wheel issue, or if it's a
It might
game
be
issue.
his wheel because it doesn't look like his wheel is turning left at all. Or is he trying to force the safety car? Is his employee to try to force
He said,
the
"All right,
safety
this
car?"
is what I can do." This is interesting. Yeah, he keeps going to the exact same spot. But we got a fight back here for 5th. So let's see how Jazza does for some pressure here. And Akoots looks like he might
Going
have.
slow.
Yeah.
He had an instant 100%.
Yep. The Bisty, and you can still see the man over there just working on his pit entry.
I am fast. I'm fascinated with what's happening here.
I cannot wait until after the race to find out what is going on there.
If you want a safety car, you park it on the track, not here. Is this an AI? Like, did he pause the game and just?
You know, I wonder, because we can't
know
see
what
it
to
on
do.
our spectator screen here. We can't see if they're on AI. I don't believe. Someone just pitted right there. Who was that? That was Kahuna.
It was Akoots, wasn't it?
Oh, it was
It was
Akoots.
good.
Yep.
He just said, "Look, this is how you do it." No, Akoots retired.
You just
pit
drive
lane.
into it. Yeah, that's right.
So Akoots decided to retire in pit lane and not throw any safety cars. Smart. You know, just drive it back. All quits in the pits.
So Bisty was within a half a second of Jazza, but now he is 2 seconds behind. I don't see any damage on him, but I'm not sure what happened.
I'm assuming he got loose coming out of the corner.
Because it's not enough for a full spin, but maybe just a
A
sideways
little
for a
wiggle.
moment. Yeah. But he's working his way back up there.
Serban, if Serban's gonna make this 2-stop work, he needs to pit soon.
So a Coots DNF. What? Oh. And Bisty spun out. Did not hit the wall again, but his tires don't seem to have some great
He's
grip.
going back to pit lane. He said, "Fuck this."
Wow. You know what? And I thought he was going to get hit by Demand backing up too.
I would have been out. I'd have been out.
You know, and he didn't get a penalty for that. I guess the game did not recognize
going
that.
backwards, it did
Yeah.
disqualify him.
Well, it's going to work out for him. That's it. About the last spot you could spin out on.
The real interesting development in this race right now is not gonna lap Beamer.
Yeah, so he's moved to that, what, 9 seconds, almost 9 seconds ahead. He's got 6 seconds worth of penalties and should be on a 2-stop.
If he goes to the end, I'm throwing everything I know about F1 games out the window. I'm done.
Or he has the skill of tiptoeing around a track with 75%.
You don't get a second a lap by tiptoeing. He is pushing that
You're right.
car to the limit.
You're right. Yep. No, he is not tiptoeing. He's playing some 4D chess here.
Something tells me we're gonna have D-Man here in pit lane the rest of the race.
Yeah, something's weird. I'm not sure if he tried to close out his game because it's going the exact same spot. I would think that
almost made it, and he's gotten closer. He's almost there.
he's backing up a little bit farther now too. All right, so let's see.
God.
Kahuna has caught up to Gibbs and is working on Gibbs a little bit here. So yeah, so we've got a Coots, Sapnu, and Frost already out, which I'm not sure what happened to Coots because we saw him pit.
It looked like Frost and Akuch just said, "All right, we're done."
Yeah.
Snotnew wrecked and spun his car out. I'm pretty sure he didn't pop a wheel off, but it looked like he hit the wall so hard the game went. Are you all right?
Yeah.
Up the inside.
Yeah, Kahuna can really. Oh, and he lost it out.
I don't know if it was the fact that when you get side by side of a car, sometimes there's a suck up, and it
That's
just
right.
ever so slightly turned it.
Yeah.
Or he just tried to floor it too early. Oh, there's D-Man going back. Gibbs on his.
Gibbs dives in the pits. And that's his first stop,
Which
if I'm
is-
not mistaken.
Are they changing that front wing? No, he's just 2-stopping.
There you go.
I don't think he needed that. I think he's on the podium about that, but okay.
Interesting. That might have been his first stop. Am I wrong in thinking that was his first stop?
No.
He stopped.
is
He
it?
stopped what? Because he was going long, but I don't know if I ever saw him. Yeah,
Did
so
he
that was
go
his first stop.
Oh, yeah, it was. He went that long.
Oh, he went that
so
long.
you
Yeah.
can go 24 laps on inters.
Yeah.
So
That's-
maybe Serpent can one-stop this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'm
How
out.
old?
12 laps. He's
12.
12 lap old tires.
He can do it. If because it didn't look like Gibbs was squirrely.
No.
He didn't have as good a pace, but Serban's gonna have such a lead.
But by the time his tires fall off, Beamers are going to start to fall off.
That's right. Because there's not gonna be that much of a difference between those.
No. Like, yes, he may fall off a second, but Beamer's also going to fall off like half a second.
That's right.
And he's already gapped him by 11 seconds.
He's moving.
Realistically, with 6 seconds of penalties, 5 seconds.
Yep.
But
that's
still.
right. Yeah, and so even comparing the lap time, so Not Serban's fastest lap is a 119.2, Beamer's is a 120.5. So Serban is lapping faster than everybody by well over a second, at least early on in the race. So that's just showing his pace.
Has Serban raced in anything involving Div 1?
I'm not sure.
Like, is this a Div 1 driver who just couldn't make the Div 1 races?
Maybe just declined the Div 1 stuff and said, I'm going to go to Div 2 and show these people how to go.
I hope he doesn't do that because that means to me they're veering away from competition. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah. And
But
it could also
I hope
be
to see
a wet.
just a really fast guy that joined late,
Yeah.
or a really fast guy on wets
Yeah. It could be
for
wets
some
because
unknown reason.
we got Russell qualifying P2 today in a Williams, in a 2021 Williams. I guess I should clarify.
Faster than Mercedes, who was
Yep.
genuinely trying.
Yep. No sandbagging there.
Almost faster than Verstappen.
Yeah. That very close. What, 4/10?
3/10, like
3/10.
3.5, something
Yep.
like that.
I'm gonna take a look at Serban here and just to see some of his lines. Let's go on board with for a lap of his.
He's not veering from these curbs.
No.
Oh, Bisty.
Bisty's back there, so we went around Bisty. Bisty was out of the way, out of the racing line, luckily.
Gonna watch Beamer as he comes through here. Okay, Bisty's already cleared up. We're good.
Yeah, Bisty's getting the blue flags. Jazza takes another 3-second time penalty, 9-second time penalty, but obviously,
He will lose P3 at this rate.
yep. If Kahuna has fallen back a little bit, but obviously he's got a 3-second
got
penalty.
loose.
Yeah. Yep, and so it does seem as though Serban, he went through that chicane just beautifully. Yeah, he's braking. He's really doing some nice, slow, even braking. I think he's trying to stick in this 11.5-second gap in front of Beamer. I think he's comfortable here.
But just so you guys know, Serban is just a reserve for Evan Dibson.
Is that right?
Yes, he's not an official team.
Wow.
He's just a reserve.
Well, he might have to grab a spot.
So I don't know. Do we count points for reserves, or is Beamer gonna get credit for like?
If I'm not
As if-
mistaken, it counts for them, but I'm not sure it goes towards. I think it just goes towards the constructors, if I'm not mistaken.
Not the team championship. Gotcha.
I'm not 100% though. I'd have to ask Gibbs on that one. But he's still pulling away from Beamer. I thought maybe he was going to be comfortable in that 11.5, but he's just being real careful around corners and still pulling away slowly, not as fast. And he's diving into the pits.
in for the second stop.
Wow.
You knew it.
Okay, so let's see.
I figured it was coming, but after seeing Gibbs go as far as he went, I did. It was coming.
Yeah, and he might not have seen that, so he doesn't have that data. And Beamer is following him right into the pits too.
He put on the softs. It's
Oh,
dry.
it is dry.
It's
You're right. I
dry.
did not notice that it stopped raining.
The thing is, we don't have that information.
Yep.
We have no idea when
Yep.
this track dries.
Well,
Everyone dives into the pits for dry
This
tires.
is interesting.
Who is the fastest on the dries? Can Beamer get back to him? Is the track actually dry enough?
Yep.
It looks still like it has wet spots.
It does, but
Even
it's
Serban is babying it.
yep. He's feeling it out.
It's
A
still
little
wet.
bit of scroll. Yeah.
It's still wet out there.
Yep.
It's not quite ready.
I'd say another lap or two. I bet it was a smart choice though.
Jazza's got a huge advantage here though. He's still on the in.
So he's stuck with him. Okay. So for a couple laps, Jazza is going to be able to make up some ground here. But once that
He's gonna fly by Beamer here in a second.
yeah, but once that starts to dry out,
If it ever dries.
yeah, that's
I've
true.
seen this happen online. The track looks dry. It's not raining, but it never fully dries.
Yep, and see Beamer tapped the wall there. He might be regretting his choice, but we'll see.
Even Jeff even gets this wrong. Sometimes you just gotta go by feel.
Yep.
I promise every one of these guys got a message from Jeff saying, dive it in pit lane. It's time to go dry tires. And they went.
Yep. And Jazza might have looked at his temps and said, you know what? I'm going to stay out. These tires are fine.
He's just pulling away from Beamer on the straight. It's still inner conditions.
Yep.
Want to watch Serban see what he does here in the T1? Is careful.
Yep, so
Track
Serban
still
still.
looks slick. It's slick. Yep, it's still
Yeah,
slick.
he's still sliding out there.
Jazza might come through with the actually better strat if this track doesn't dry.
Yep, if it doesn't,
If it doesn't dry, Jazza wins his race.
I agree.
Penalties aside, he will just drive away.
Yeah, look how fast he's catching Serban. Let's see. I want to go back through the field. Is Kahuna
2 seconds a lap.
still on inters, or did no, they put on softs.
D-Man's got to be an AI because he finally got in the pits and got out. And it's still an interest.
So everybody put on the softs except for Jazza, and it is paying off, at least currently, for Jazza. So he's catching Serban already within 6 seconds, and he's 8.5 seconds pulled away from Beamer.
Sometimes this game, the engineers just get it wrong.
Yeah, I mean, and that's like real life, right? Sometimes the drivers have to come in and say, no, I feel like this is still doing fine. I'm the one on the track. And
Like
even though
I had an online race around Hungary. It was raining. I mean, raining, but the dryers were still the faster tire.
weird.
I don't know how. It had been a visual bug, but everyone had hit in for inters with me and one guy, and we just drove away. I'm like, these tires still feel good and quick. Yep. Why am I pitting?
That's right. Now, did I see a couple raindrops there? No, I think
all pits are ready to get Jazza wins this race.
Yeah.
5 laps, they'd all have to pit again.
Yep.
What are the penalties like?
So Serban has 6, Jazza has a 9-second penalty, Kahuna has a 3,
Jazza's
and Gibbs has a 6.
By 6 seconds, but he's here at 5 laps on 3 seconds a lap faster tires.
Yeah, he's got it. As long as this track condition stays pretty similar, Jazza's got this race.
The thing is, the rain may have stopped, and they may have called to come in, but it's still cloudy out.
Yeah,
this
so it doesn't dry
quick.
quick.
It's not going to dry quick.
That's right. Yeah, because it looks foggy. There's obviously some moisture in the air. I don't know how well the AI is in regards to that, but it's going to dry a lot slower in conditions like that.
I can't believe the guys like Gibbs or somebody didn't realize these tires are not the way and just re-pit to inters. They might have caught somebody.
Yeah, I agree, because I don't remember how far behind Jazza was, but it was a considerable amount. He made up a lot of time.
Jazza's not even sliding. This is perfect track for inters right now.
It looks great, yeah. I don't know what the tire wear is looking like, though.
Perfectly. How many lap hold is he on? He's only on 14 lap hold. He's fine.
Yep. He's got this.
Beamer went back to the inters.
I was waiting to see if somebody was going to do that. He saw Jazza pass him and then take off and went, I want some of that.
Jazza was like 15 seconds back from Serban on those pit stops. And now he's 4 seconds ahead.
Yeah. But Beamer wants a piece of that.
No, I don't think Beamer... He might get within the 6 seconds of Serban if he can push. But he's got to push.
Yep, it's possible. As long as these track conditions stay the same. So he's gaining... Man, it's almost like a tenth a second every second. Yeah, he's really gaining on Serban now.
They're about 3 seconds a lap faster, these inters, it looks like.
It does look like that, if not a little bit faster.
Yeah, because Jazza passed him about a lap ago and was already putting him by 6 seconds.
Yeah.
So it might be like 5 seconds a lap faster.
Yeah, because even if this track does start to dry, well, I don't know.
I can confirm D-Man is an AI after Beamer just passed him.
Yeah.
Well, the race to watch now is that timer for Beamer on Serban.
Yep, that's it.
3 laps, and he get there.
And he's using as much ERS as he can.
That penalty hurts.
Oh yeah, first penalty too. That's gonna make it a little bit harder. He might be a lap or so short, and he's not lapping as quickly. Just like I think Jazz is actually not lapping as quickly either.
I think we're about to hit the crossover point, unfortunately, for Jazza.
Yep.
If he's only, you're right, they're about even, it looks like. I say that as Beamer sets the purple sector 1.
Man, he's trying.
It could be just Jazz that had a slow sector.
That's true.
Ooh, Beamer really messed that.
I'm going to take a look at Serbin just to see how he's lapping at this point. Because he's gained a little bit of ground on Jazza, so I think that the track has finally started to dry here.
It's not good news for Jazza.
No. It's drying up probably a lap or two too early for him. There's not much he can do.
He's still babying it a little bit, getting on the throttle, but you're right, he is.
No.
It may not be perfect for slicks, but it looks like they might be the faster tire now. Yep.
Yeah.
What is Gibbs on? Gibbs is on. Actually, Gibbs on soft. I don't know why Gibbs is going so slow.
He might have damage and just thought, it's too late now. I'm not going to pit.
Fair.
Because he's got Kahuna right behind him.
Chaz has got to find 2 more laps here.
Yeah.
And keep him within, like, outside of 3 seconds.
Well, depending on this straight was where we're really going to see the difference on.
Beamer spun it, but he's still in the race.
Oh, he was making up that ground.
He was trying to push for it.
Yeah,
this could be a dramatic last 2 laps thanks to penalties.
Yep, and it does look. You can really tell the difference on that straight.
You can get the braking.
Yep, Serbin's just got to get within 3 seconds.
It's still not perfect because he's running 119. It's not perfect.
It's not. It's an in-between time.
You can tell right there coming out of the first few turns, he can't get on the throttle. Like, even through here, like, it's not flat out like it's supposed to be.
Nope. It's still not perfect.
Up purple sector 1, the soft side of fastest tire now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's gonna go. Jazz, it was a good attempt, man. But
it really was.
It dried up just a little too late on you, buddy.
Yep, it dried up. A lap and a half too early. If it had stayed wet for a lap and a half longer, that was it.
Yep, all purple sectors on the sauce.
Yep.
This will be a 112, 111 probably.
Wow. That was a good try though, because he was in 4th. If I'm not mistaken, he was in 4th.
He was.
I'd have to go back and verify.
He was 4th or 3rd, about 15 seconds back, and then just
fade out.
I say that and the track he can still get faster. 169 is definitely not what the others can.
Nope, it's not.
Oh, there's the penalty. Now it's a straight-up race.
Wow, now it is a straight-up race. Now this made it really interesting. Now I don't know that Jazza can fight him off.
Oh, he should have went for it. You
Yeah,
had the tires, you had the braking.
He locked up.
Is DRS enabled? DRS is back enabled.
It is. All right, here we go. And he gets not quite.
There's no way those entries can compete.
There we go.
Oh my God! Well, that's gonna be a penalty.
Yeah, corner cutting. So even if he stays ahead, it is not going to count.
That's should just fall behind him. These tires are about equal, I guess, and just rivet.
Yeah, that's.
Try to play for this DRS zone and get him back. Serbin, don't DNF. If you DNF, you lose.
Nope.
Don't be stupid. Just get there. Even if you want to follow him, get there.
That's right. Yeah, because he's got the time penalty. Race to the line, and Serbin pulls away. Jazz's tires are just too bad.
Serbin is going to come away with round 1 of CRL Division 2 Canada.
There you go. Yeah, so we've got, as they come across the line here, Serbin, Jazza, Beamer, Gibbs, Kahuna, and D-Man has still not passed the DNF of Bisty. I'm not sure.
D-Man spent about 10 laps trying to get on pit lane.
Yeah, I guess it was a while, so not sure how that'll shake out, actually. Will that give it to Bisty?
It'll give it to Bisty, yes. Technically, Bisty ran more laps.
That's right. Okay, you're right. Yep. Well, that was a nice
Serban
finish.
definitely made it an interesting end, at least.
Yep. Not Serban, driver of the day.
Well, he went from P next to last to first. I will say Bisty's amazing, like 7 car pass in the first 2. Has to be a highlight
100%.
of the race.
Alrighty, so let's see if we can get Not Serban, Jazza, and Beamer in here to see if we can get some talking.
Let's do it. Mm.
Alrighty, let me get Serban in here. Alrighty, so what we'll do is we're going to jump over into the CRL, the live voice channel over there.
Yeah.
Stars, so follow me over there. I'm clicking
Gotcha.
now. All right, did you make it in, Stars?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, he's having trouble getting in. So Not Serban, if you can, oh, I guess he may not be in here.
Jazza got in here.
Yeah, I think it's because Serban doesn't have a role yet because he was just a reserve there.
Wait, what role does he need?
Let's see. He doesn't have. Yeah, he has reserve and member, so he must need a Div 1 or Div 2 role.
Okay. And Gibbs heard you say that too.
All right, let's put the results back up.
That is.
There we are. Not Sarah, but can you hear us?
Yep, loud and clear.
Alrighty. So quite a race. They looked like maybe Jazza had the jump on you. You dove into the softs. And how did they feel there? Because it looked like it didn't quite have the pace. How'd it feel?
Yeah, at the beginning it was quite bad, to be honest. I was struggling massively, losing like 2-3 seconds a lap to Jazza and who else was behind me?
Beamer.
Coates. Yeah,
Yep.
Coates. Yeah, and at the end, weather started clearing up, and I managed to catch up.
Yeah, it was pretty fun to watch. And then even that battle right at the end, if it hadn't been Jack getting another penalty, that would have been a really fun race to the end. So yeah, that was a great race. Yeah, thanks for coming in, man.
I have
Yeah,
one question,
no
Servant.
worries. Yep.
Did your engineer say it's time for the slicks, or did you just
No,
make that decision?
no, it was a stupid decision to be honest. I saw the other guys like Gibbs staying on softs, and
Okay, because it was weird. I saw everyone just diving at once. I thought, all right, Jeff
yeah,
came on and definitely
Right.
went, all right, time for the softs.
yeah, I was
All
starting
right.
to lose time on the inters, and I figured, well, it was also the tire wear, but I figured maybe it's time for softs, but
Okay.
it was much later.
Well, luckily it still
Oh yeah,
worked out for you.
last lap, like the last 2 laps, we noticed that Delta started coming back. I'm like, oh, we got a race.
Yeah.
Yep, quite
Well,
fun.
congrats on the first race. Now, I do have a question. Are you just a reserve driver, or are you going to be taking part in Div 2 now?
I'm a reserve. I wish I could sign up, but I can't. I can only race like once every 2 weeks, so
Sure.
I'll be a reserve.
Understood. Well, we look forward to
I'm
seeing you some more.
sure in Division 2, whenever you want to race, I'm sure there'll be a spot right now.
Yep.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Cheers. Thanks, man.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, good race.
All right, Jazz, are you in here?
Yes, I am. Is my mic okay?
Yeah, it sounds
Yes.
great. So that
Right.
was an interesting race. You stayed out when everybody else went on softs. Was it even a thought in your mind to switch to softs, or what was your thought there?
It was a thought. I kept using the weather report, and Jeff kept telling me, "Yo, okay, so you need to stay on intermediates because I don't think it's dry enough." I was like, "Okay, fine, I'll just stay out." And then everyone went in for softs, and then I got time and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Just
nice fight.
Unfortunately, dried up a lap and a half too soon for you to be able to
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah, only
Yeah.
only a lap and a half. So at the beginning of the race, if I'm not mistaken, you had a couple some slips and slides, but nothing too major. How did you recover from that?
I honestly didn't know that I was sliding, and like I damaged my front wing. Only when I came in and I saw a replacement wing.
Yeah, yeah, we didn't see when you damaged it there, so we did see the wing replacement. So that's definitely unfortunate, but good race. Yeah, if and Star said it, if it had gone a lap and a half wet more, it would have
I
that would
think
have been
even
your race
another
to win.
half a lap if they gave him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because even right there at the end, even with DRS, he could not get by you in that straight and just pure on pace. It was in the corners. He could just brake more confidently than you.
yep.
Yeah.
Well, congrats. First race of the season. So I will say, with Not Stubborn being a reserve, that should put you at the leaderboard. I don't believe there was any incidents. I don't know if I saw much happening, but that
Nah,
should
I
put
think.
you at the start of the top of the leaderboard starting the season off, man. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thanks for coming in. All righty, Beamer, you in here?
Yep.
So third podium. You got a podium, got third. So that's a nice start to the season as well. How did you feel about the race?
So I had a really good start up until when Serbin was catching up to me. So at the beginning, I didn't look at the weather report, like, when you choose your strategy, one stop or two stop. I
Right.
wasn't looking at the weather if it dried up at the end. So I'm guessing that's why Serbin took the two stop. But when everyone pitted, when everyone was on soft, I didn't even look at their time, like their delta. So I just looked at everyone going soft, and I saw them going soft, so I just went.
Yeah, just jumped in.
Yeah.
Now, I saw you switch back to inters. Was that because of the deltas that you saw Jazz just pulling away?
Yeah, that, and I saw that fourth and beyond was over 40 seconds past, so I'd keep my position,
Okay.
but I
Free
would
pit
make up
stop.
time too.
I gotcha.
Yeah, it still worked out. Yeah, so it would have been interesting because if you had not changed to, if you had not followed that, Serbin jumping in there, yeah, it could have been a different race. But You know, you win some, you lose
Yeah.
some. A podium is always a nice start. And with you being set on Div 2, that means you're going to start off second in the standing. So that's obviously a really good start. So congrats.
Thanks.
Well, alrighty. Appreciate you popping in, and everybody that's on the got on the podium. Everybody that was able to race today. Hopefully, you guys had fun. Well, you got anything else for us here, Stars?
Nope, it was a good race all the way down to the end. You know, a lot of clean racing, clean overtake. A lot of people being very smart. You know, which is I'm honestly happy to see that in our division too.
I am too.
That makes me look forward to the rest of the season. You know, hopefully, if anyone's watching, we are looking for more drivers for Division 2. We only had 10 here today. We could fill the grid.
Yep.
Please feel free to join the Discord. You know, hop on in here, and you know, even if you're new to the game, just come give it a shot. This is a open to all community.
Yep. There's definitely the room, and with everyone driving so clean, it'll be good training. So we'll take a look before we leave. So here are the results again. Not Serbin, Jazza, Beamer, Gibbs, Kahuna, Bisty, D-Man, Akoots, Sapnu, and Frost rounding out the list there. We got a few DNFs, and that's to be expected in the rain, so not too surprising. Honestly, surprising that there were only 3. But let's take a look here. Just a reminder on the calendar. So tomorrow is going to be round 3, race number 2 in Canada. So same race, but it's going to be the Division 1 race. And from this point on, Division 2 is just going to be the Saturday preceding. So if you see this calendar here, just subtract 1 day, and that should be Div 2. Am I correct in that, Stars?
I'm almost certain with Brazil ending Division 2 season a week later.
Okay. So
I
then
think
theirs
they
will
are
go a
gonna-
little bit later then.
I could be wrong, but I do believe I've read in our staff chat they are going to finish Brazil at the end instead of, you know, that way they're still on track with us. They'll
Yep,
give
same
us
races.
a
Yep.
few week breaks in between season 1 and 2, you know, to allow whatever driver is going to swap from Division 1 to Division 2 because it's going to happen.
Right. Yep.
And then, so yeah, I am almost certain Brazil will be finished. I could be wrong, but either way, it should be an interesting end of the season.
Yep, I agree. I think I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to move up and how they do coming into Div 1, because there's a possibility that someone could really grow over the season and then come into Div 1 and potentially start getting some top 10 finishes. That would be really cool. And that is about all I've got. So appreciate everybody tuning in. Stars, appreciate you being here. Congratulations to the podium winners. And everyone have a great day. Appreciate you tuning in.